There's been a huge change in the auto market. This is wild. Inventory lots are completely filled, and we have the highest drop-off rate, people not taking their orders, than we've seen in the last 3 years. We've got a ton of Mach-E's for sale. Lots are completely full. But I'm Johnny from Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, and I'm going to cover the real deal. I don't want anyone getting fooled, so let's talk about what's actually going on in regards to inventory, in regards to what that means for future prices, because yes, getting a good deal depends on inventory. So let's talk about what the actual real inventory is. Tons of Mach-E's, tons of F-150s, so let's talk price. Let's talk what's really going down and when you should really be buying a vehicle. Are automakers like Ford, GM, and Dodge doomed? Well, hit the like button, as well as the bell notification so you don't miss out on any important information to help save you thousands of dollars. And let's just jump right into the information. All right, so we just saw all those Mustang Mach-E's and historic rates, you could say, of people not taking their orders. People are dropping their orders. Mind you, all the vehicles you see in the yard aren't available. So of the Mach-E's we just saw, 3/4 of them are actually customers' orders, and those customers are going to take possession of their vehicle. But there's about 25% of people not taking possession of their vehicle because of the interest rates that have increased. Mind you, if you're with Ford, you should actually get that interest rate protected. So let's talk more about other models. Another model, the F-150. You can honestly get fantastic deals on the F-150 right now because there are actual rebates. If you currently own an F-150, that's $1,000 off your new one, and you're gonna get $4,000 off. But Ford these days has been doing this promotion where you get either an incredible interest rate, because you know what, new interest rates across all manufacturers, Ford, GM, Toyota, Jeep, Ram, you name it, Chevy, whoever you name, the overall average for new interest rates is wildly high. It's in the 9 percentile. So it's between 9 and 10%, folks. That is extremely high. But Ford's doing promotions on the F-150 where you either get very low interest, we're talking as low as 1.99% interest, even certain parts of the United States 0.99 interest, or you can have a rebate, which is fantastic. Like this month, there's 2 programs going on, and currently you can get $4,000 off and another $1,000 if you currently own an F-150. But that's because inventory is high. Average day in inventory for Ford models is 75 days. And if you look over at Jeep, Ram, and Dodge, it's actually more consistently playing around 100 days, and GM is in between the two, because right now Ford is America's #1 selling brand. So when you see YouTube thumbnails and titles saying that Ford is doomed, it's not true. Yes, their inventory has exploded, but now guess what? We're actually returning to almost historic norms for inventory. Even though the lot here is incredibly full, this dealership, like many dealerships, has always had a secondary lot, and the secondary lot only has about 1/10 of what it can handle. It can handle about another 80 vehicles. So I'd say about 3/4 full. So we're about 25% less than our historic inventory levels. So right now, the important thing to remember is it's starting to be an excellent time to go shop for a vehicle. I think August and September are actually going to be peak times, because guess what? Used values. Your used vehicle is going down in value. In June, went down 4%. July, we're going to see, guess what? Another 4 to 6%. And that's why I feel July or August of 2023 is going to be the time to shop, because while new prices are going to go down a little bit more, maybe as much as 5% maximum, we're probably looking at another 10 to maybe as much as 20% decrease on used values. And that's coming starting, really the big huge drop is going to be September, October, and then a tremendous drop in November, because guess what? Winter sales are historically low. So whether you're shopping for a Ford, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Chevy, Lexus, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, prices on new have dropped already. The big drops on the new vehicles have been really in the last 2 months, but guess what? That's because there's inventory, and manufacturers don't want a ton of inventory on lots because, one, it changes consumer buyer sentiment. It doesn't look like it's a hot deal and a great time to buy when yards, dealerships are overflowing with vehicles. And trust me, dealerships, we don't like paying 7 to 10% interest on the several $1 million worth of inventory that we have. So we want to sell them as well. But the big thing is the used vehicles are going to take a tremendous drop in November, and nonetheless September, traditionally Labor Day weekend, so end of August, early September, there's always a drop. But this year is going to be much worse. It's going to be a historic drop because last summer 2022, vehicles were at a historic overvalued amount. They're about 43% above their normal value. So while we've been ticking down, we can still lose a whole lot more. So my advice, folks, go out and shop whatever brand you like. Now's a great time to shop. And yes, it's a great time to shop even if interest rates are a little higher, but that's where I would shop. I try to find vehicles that have a great interest rate. So if you're going to finance, don't run after for the Ford F-150's $4,000 rebate if you know that they're probably very soon, I'd say beginning of August, end of July, we're going to be back to low interest, rate around 1.99%, which is fantastic compared to manufacturers' average being in the 9 percentile. Now, if you want to talk about deals, it's also about getting a vehicle that's going to have good resale. So I think great resale and a great deal. Great value at Ford is an F-150 STX package. You can now get the STX with a 6.5 foot box, and that is a great deal, folks, because that's a great truck. Looks good, and price wise, it's a whole lot less than an XLT Sport 302. Everyone's running after that high package, the premium XLT, often coming with Sport. You can also get it as an XTR package, but it's also known as the 302, the high package. That is a fantastic value. But if you want more equipment, next best value at Ford, the Tremor. The resale on these is going to be fantastic. The Tremor is my favorite F-150 model. Now, I own a Lightning and I love it. It's not my favorite model, but it's one of my favorite vehicles. Incredible acceleration, incredible comfort, and guess what? Ford just dropped the price on the F-150 Lightning by $10,000. It's incredible. Yes, there's a recall on it. It's not a big deal. It's because there could be microscopic cracks in the rear reverse light. So that rear bar on the back of the Lariats, good luck finding a Lariat that doesn't have a recall for either the next few weeks or next few months, because we don't know yet when it's going to be resolved. That's because of microscopic cracks. It's not a big deal. Manufacturers assemble vehicles, so it just means the parts supplier had a bad batch of those lights. Not a worry if you're looking at Pro model or the XLT, because they don't have that light. So if you're looking for a Lariat, it might just be a little bit harder. But right now, folks, I really need to put my hard advice on it. Yes, last summer 22 was an incredible time to buy because prices hadn't increased very much. Even though most of YouTube was telling you not to buy, I was saying buy, 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 because prices eventually had to come up with inflation. Now, those prices have been scaled back. You see it on the F-150 dropping $10,000 in value on average. I'm not going to get into all the details because I have a video talking about how each trim, what price it is now, and how it's affected me, because the Lightning resale value isn't great. So lease your Lightning, because our Lightning has lost $38,000 between the price we paid and the price we could wholesale it right now at auction. $38,000 loss. But are we going to take that loss? No, we leased it. So at the end, if it's worth $38,000 less than the buyback price, we'll drop the keys on the desk and we won't have any more problems. So leasing is really good when the conditions are good. So follow along the channel, because I like to teach and share with people what a good lease versus a bad lease is. They also have dropped the price recently on the Mach-E's. The Mach-E Premium and the California Special have dropped tremendously. So those are also now pretty darn good prices. And guess what? The Lightning finally you can get Lightnings that actually apply for the government subvention. And it's incredible, the government rebate after tax, and it's incredible because the Pro, which originally brought in hundreds of thousands of orders to the Lightning, making Ford think they could sell about 300,000 per year, and now sales have really slowed down on the Lightning. But they've brought the prices back to where they originally are, probably hoping to get that original demand. They won't, because some of the excitement is gone, but it will increase sales. So Ford isn't doomed, folks. We've got a 75-day supply of vehicles, meaning on average vehicles sit on the lot for 75 days, which isn't bad. Historically, we often play it around the 90-day mark. So we're getting very close to original inventory levels, making it a great time to buy. Ford's putting rebates on things. So is Dodge, as well as Ram, as well as GM. Toyota, there aren't rebates. You're still gonna most likely pay over MSRP because dealers are upcharging those vehicles. They're adding market add-ons that cost thousands, market adjustment fees. Why? Because they have very, very low inventory because their production hasn't bounced back up yet. So that's important to know. Now, models that are in short supply at Ford, well, anything that has a battery. So shorter supply, if you want, let's say, a hybrid Maverick or an Escape hybrid. Escape hybrid, though, it's not like that one, I'd say 6 month to 2 year wait. Mostly about 1.5 to 2 years if you want a hybrid Maverick. You could skip the hybrid Maverick and get an Escape hybrid. Whether it's plug-in or a regular hybrid, you're probably going to wait about 6 months for that Escape because demand is much lower. Bronco Sport, you'll find them available on yards. Now, the Mach-E's, in some states, in some regions, people aren't jumping all over them. So there's a lot available. In Quebec, there's only some available, 3/4 of what we have. Actually, they're all customer orders that have come in, but historic level of people not taking their orders. We're losing about 25%. So that's the news to really help you save money. And if I've helped you in any way, and I say we because Matt, he's holding the camera, but if we've helped you, please help feed and dress those poodles. Hit the like button, subscribe, and also don't forget the bell notification button, because that way you will never miss the real deal on what's going on in the auto market, and also ways to save thousands, whether you're buying, shopping vehicles, or maintaining those vehicles. We got tricks to save you thousands, folks. So there you have it. Thank you so much. Thank you so very, very much for watching. If you've made it this far, just in the comment section, take the time to put down finisher and check out one of these upcoming videos.